31 to 35. 31 to 35. All. Right, there are 6 villages, namely A, B, C, D, E, F. The population of village A is 25% of X. So A is 25%. The population of village B is 20% of village X. The population of village C is 2/5 of the total population of village X. 2/5 in the sense 40%. Population of village D is 60% of the total population of village C. 60% of this. 10% is 4, 60% is 24. Village B is 20% of the total population of city X. 2/5 of total population of X. Crossed 100, right? Hey, అట్లెట్లా వస్తుంది? Village A is 25% of the population of city X. Population of village B is 20% of total population of city X. Population of village C is 2/5 of the total population of village X. 40%. Total population of village D is 60% of the total population of village C. So 60% in the sense 24%. So far it is crossing 100. మీకు నా పాయింట్ అర్థం కాల. Fine, okay. Let's see. The population of village E is 85% of total population of village B. 85% of this. Instead of 85% of 20, let's calculate 20% of 85. That will be 17%. And then the total population of village F is 21,000, which is 35% of total population of village X. So this is equal to 35%. So these are 6 villages around city X. So out of total population of city X, 35% is 21,000. 6 times of this number is 210. 6 times of this number is 210 and then 00. So population of city X is going to be 60,000. And village B, we have 25% of that number, which is 15,000. 20% is 12,000. This is double, 24,000. 24% of this number. This is 20%, right? B occupies 20%. 20% of 20% is 4%. So you need to add 20% of this number. 10% is 1200, 20% is 2400. Total 14,400. 17%. 10% is 20% is 12,000, and from this if you subtract 3% you will get 17%. 1% is 600, 3% is 1800. So if you subtract 1800 from 12,000 you will get 10,000 800. And village, these are all villages population, and city X population is 10,000. City X population is 60,000 and villages population are given below. Right. Next, I think you can solve every question. What is the average number of villages in village B, D, E, F? B, D, E, F. Right. So last numbers 600, 21,000, 31,000, 45,000, 60, 57,600 by 4 average. Right. Next 14,400. In village B, 32% of total population are females. In village B, 32% of these numbers, 32% are female. In village D, 30% of total population are female. And in village E, 28% of the total population are female. What is the total female population of villages B, D, E together? B, D, E together. Separately you need to calculate every number. 32% of this number or 12% of 32,000. Take 3 zeros here. You will get 12% of 32,000. Or else if you can calculate 32% here, that's okay. 10% is 1200. 30% is 3600. 1% is 120. 2% is 240. So total 3600 plus 240. Let it be like that. We can add later. Anyway, you need to add everything, right? And then 10% of this number 1440. 30% 3000, 1200, 4200, 120, 4320. 28%, 30% minus 2%, 10% 1020, 30% 3060, and then you need to subtract 2%. 1% is 102, 2% 204. So you need to subtract 204 from this number. Instead of 204 from this number, let's subtract here. You will get again 36. Let me write 36 here. Add everything. 60, 80, 126, 4, 10 kada, and then 11 by 3. Oh, you just asked about some ఏనా అడిగింది? సమ్ ఏనా కావాల్సింది? ఓకే, 11,016. Next, in village A, the respective ratio between total number of male and total number of female is 2:3. Village A ratio is given as 2:3. If the total number of male in village C is 250% of the total number of male in village A, what is the respective ratio between total number of male and total number of female in village C? Right. So here male in village C are 250% of this number. Now you have total 5 parts here. 5 parts is 15,000, 1 part is 3,000. So male here 2 parts 6,000. 100% of this number is 6,000. 200% 12,000. 50% 3,000. 250% 15,000. If 15,000 are male, female are 9,000. 3 zeros cancel. Cancellation with 3. 5 by 3. Ratio 5:3. Next, the total population of village A and B together is what percent more than the total population of village D and E together? AB, what percent more? that of D. AB together is 27,000 and D and E together 24,600. This is how much more than 24,600? 2,400. So this is 2,400 more that of 24,600, and you need to calculate percentage, so into 100. What is 10% of this number? 2460, but our numerator is 2,400, which is less than this. Answer is less than 10%. Right? How many options are there? How many are there? How come you see 8.75? In what terminology? On what basis you can see 8.76? What about 1% of this number? Do you have that much change here? You just have only 60, right? Yes or no? 60 is not even 1%. So answer is definitely more than 9%. You have only one option. Yes or no? Right. కళ్ళతో చూడొద్దు ఆప్షన్స్ని, మరి దేంతో చూడాలి? మైండ్తో చూడాలి. Next, 35. The total number of children below 10 years of age in village B and E together is 6,000, out of whom 3/5 are in village B. 3/5. What is, first of all, tell me 1/5 of 6,000? 1,200. 1,200. 3/5 in the sense 3 into 1,200. 3,600. 3,600 are from village C. Okay. And B and E together we have total 6,000. If 3,600 are here, 2,400 are from village E. Next, what percent of population is below 10 years of age in village E? So you need to calculate 2,400 in terms of percentage. Yes or no? 2,400 out of 10,200 into 100. What about 10%? 1,000? 20. 20%? 2,040. And again you need to add 360 to this number so that it becomes 2,400. 10% of this number? 204. 5% of this number? 102. 15% of this number? 306. Again it is more. Okay? Wait a minute. 1%? 102. 0.5%? 51. 3%? 306. 306 plus 51. 357. 357. Near about that number, which is equal to what percent? 3.5%. Total 23.5%. %23.5 ఉందా లేదా? కళ్ళతో కాదు, సరిగ్గా చూడండి, కనపడుతుంది. Is wait a minute. Is 360 exactly equal to 3.5%? What is 3.5%? And 360 is definitely more than that, right? So hence answer must be definitely more than 23.5%. Yes or no? How many options are in 23? 3 options. First one, is 5 by 17 equal to half? Next, 6 by 17 equal to half? Then next one is your answer, right? Out of 3 options, 2 are not correct. Then third must be your answer, which is 9 by 17, which is more than half. Yes or no? Right. Next, 36 to 40. No? 41 to 45? Yesterday I have told you to bring papers, right? ఈరోజు తేలేదంటే నేనేం చేయలేను ఇంకా. మరి 40, 42. Production of rice in kgs per hectare for 3 states over the years. Odisha, AP, West Bengal. 42. Area used for cultivation of rice in 2007 in Odisha was 125 hectares. 2007 Odisha 125 hectares, and in West Bengal 140 hectares. What was the difference between total production of rice in 2007 by the two states in kgs? Okay. What is this? Oh, area ichara. Okay. What is your question? What was the difference between total production of rice in 2007 by two states together? Right. Look at your data. That is production of rice in kgs. నన్ను చూస్తే ఏమొస్తుంది, దానిలో చూస్తే ఏమన్నా వస్తుంది. ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆఫ్ రైస్ ఇన్ కేజెస్. మీరు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయాల్సింది ఆ వర్డ్. అందుకే చెప్తున్నా మిమ్మల్ని చూడమని. నేను చూశాను, నాకు తెలుసు ఆల్రెడీ. ఆన్సర్ రావాలంటే ఏం చేయాలో నేను చెప్తున్నా. అదే ఇంపార్టెంట్. దీనిలో ఏముంది అక్కడ పక్కన? పర్ హెక్టార్. ఒక హెక్టార్కి మనకి టేబుల్లో ఇచ్చారు. డేటాలో ఒడిశాలో 125 హెక్టార్స్ అన్నారు, వెస్ట్ బెంగాల్ 140 హెక్టార్స్ అన్నారు. ఇప్పుడు డిఫరెన్స్ అడిగారు. పర్ హెక్టార్ ఇన్ 2007 ఫర్ ఒడిశా, పర్ హెక్టార్ yield given as 2200. Per hectare it is 2200. For 125 hectares it is going to be 125 into 2200. Okay, this is yield from Odisha in that particular year. And in West Bengal, the same year West Bengal, how much is that? 1800. 1800 per hectare, and we have 140 hectares. So that is going to be 140 into 1800. Okay, and now you need to take difference of these two numbers. Now let's see. Forget about 2 zeros. I will write 2 zeros at the end, no issue at all. Let's simplify this. I want to take 22 times of this number. 20 times plus 2 times, is that okay? 10 times of this number, 1250. 20 times 2500 plus 2 times 250. Don't add, let it be like that. Next 18 times. Here also 20 times minus 2 times. 10 times 1400. 20 times 2800 minus 2 times 280. I need to take difference of these two numbers, right? Difference of these two numbers, right? Minus a number. Vasuna. This is definitely 2750 something. This is less than that. Hence you need to take difference of these two numbers. Yes or no? Right. 2750 and minus of minus becomes plus. Plus 280 minus 2800. Again you need to subtract 50. Subtract 50 from this number, you will get 230. And then you need to add 2 zeros. Forgot 2 zeros. We need to add 2 zeros. So 23,000 is our difference. Next, any other question in that set? 43. What is the difference between average production of rice per hectare for Odisha in 2004-5-6 and average production of rice per hectare for AP in the same years? Right, you are asked about difference of average. Take individual difference and then go for average. You don't need to calculate separate average for how many years? 3 years. 1/3 of sum of production in Odisha in these 3 years, and then 1/3 of production from AP from these 3 years. This is what you are asked about. Take 1/3 common. That will be Odisha minus AP. Yes or no? So that's what I am telling you. Take individual difference and then go for average. That will be easy. If you want to do it in this way, you have to add 3 values, right? 3 values here, and every value is a 4-digit number. Every value is 4-digit number. You have to add 3 values and then you need to take 1/3 of it. Here also you have 4-digit numbers. Like that you need to add 3 more numbers and then you need to take 1/3 of this number. Simplification takes time and risky. Number పెద్దదైతే ప్రాబబిలిటీ ఛాన్స్ ఎక్కువ కదా దేనికి రాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ చేయడానికి. అదర్వైజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ ఇండివిజువల్ డిఫరెన్స్ 4-digit number minus again 4-digit number, hardly you will get 3-digit numbers and you need to add 3 numbers and then take 1/3 of it. Easy. Okay, but always either you need to subtract AP data from Odisha or Odisha data from AP. Either follow either one of these two. Okay, come on. 4, 5, 6, and for those 3 years look at the data and tell me whether you have more values for Odisha or Andhra Pradesh. Amma Odisha ekku unda. Right, okay, got it. AP is diamond, right? Odisha is definitely more than AP, so always subtract AP data from Odisha and then try to observe the gap, number of lines. You know that each line is 100. So just observe number of lines. For 2004 how many lines we have? 2. Hey, 5 endini bonda evaru nu 1 2 3 4 5 6 unnai kada. Yes or no? So that is 600. And then for next one 5 plus 3 800. And for third year 1 2 3 4 400. And for these 3 values calculate average, which is 1800 by 3 600. 600 is your answer. Go for individual difference, that will be simple. Okay, don't complicate your data. That's what my suggestion. ఛాన్స్ ఎక్కడుంటే నంబర్ని తగ్గించడానికి ట్రై చేస్తూ ఉండండి. Come on. Shall I go to next set then? 45. The production per hectare for Odisha, AP, West Bengal increased by 10, 15, 12% respectively from 2009 to 10. What was the total production in kgs per hectare for all the 3 states together? Just need to add values, right? What is 10%? Odisha, AP 15, West Bengal 12, right? From 2009, in 2009 Odisha occupies how much? 2600. First let me take numbers. 2600 Odisha, AP, where is this fellow? 3200 West Bengal, 2300. This is Odisha value in 2009. Now you need to increase its value by 10%. 10% of this number 260. 15% you need to increase for AP. 10% is 320, 160, 480. Okay, 12%, 10%, 230, 1%, 23, 2%, 46, 276. Okay, you need to add everything. Just verify last two digits in your options. Are they different? Do you have different values there? Akka, except second option and fifth option, unless if you have 16 you can't do anything. 60, 80, 70, 210, 210 plus 6, 216. How many options are there? Right, you have to do it then. 216 if you add last 2 digits, tens places and units places. 400, 800, 1000, 1300, 1500, 2100, 4, 6, 9. I think you are done, right? There is only one option which ends with 160. 9116. Next, 46 to 50. Any question? Huh? 51 to 55? No? 50? 50. 20, 10, 12, 15, 30, 35, 75. How many times is this? 2.5 times, right? How many times is this? 2 times. How many times is this? Half. Is it wrong number series? ఇదే కదా. ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని టైమ్స్ ఉండాలి? ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని టైమ్స్ ఉండాలి? అంటే ఇది తేడా ఉన్న ఇక్కడ కరెక్ట్గానే ఉండాలి కదా. ఇప్పటి వరకు మిగిలిన నెంబర్స్ అన్నీ సరిపోయినాయి కదా. అంటే రాంగ్ నెంబర్ ఇదనే కదా. పైత్యం ఏంటో అర్థం కావట్లా. నెక్స్ట్ 51 to 55. Any question? Okay. Come on, 56 onwards. The average weight of boys in a class is 45. The average weight of girls in the same class is 36. If the average weight of the whole class is 42 and a half, number of girls constitutes what percent of the total number of students in the class? Right. So, it is better to calculate ratio. Allegation, you can use allegation, right? So, these are boys, girls, and then class. Boys average, how much is boys average given? 45. Girls average 36. Class average 42.25. Right, difference of these two numbers 6.25. And again difference of these two numbers 2.75. Right, after decimal, as we have two numbers, let me write it as 625, 275. Cancellation with 25. Here I have 25 times and here I have 11 times. Okay, so boys are 25 parts and girls are 11 parts. Total number of students 36 parts. So out of 36, girls are 11. You just need to calculate in terms of percentage. Okay, 10% of this number 3.6. 30% of this number 10.8. You have just more than that. Answer is just above 30%. Answer is just above 30%. You have only one option, 35/9. Enough. Next, 57. The rectangular plot 36 meters long and 28 meters wide has two concrete cross roads running in middle of the plot, one parallel to length and other parallel to breadth. The rest of the plot is used as lawn. What is the, if the area of the lawn is 825 square meters, what is the width of the road? Right, fine. So how many types of models will be there in this particular question? Rectangular plot having lawn or crossroads. How many models? 3 models. Here is your rectangular plot. Your road can be outside the plot. This is one model. This is one model, and this is your rectangular plot. Road will be inside the plot, parallel to length and on adjacent sides. On adjacent sides. And the third one is rectangular plot, one road parallel to length, other road parallel to width. 3 models. Okay? Right. Now your question is third one. You have a rectangular plot here whose length and width are given as 36 and then 28 meters. You have a road here and the other area is given as lawn area. So lawn area plus road area should be equal to plot area. Yes? Lawn area, how much is that? 825 plus road area. Let me calculate road area, and that should be equal to product of these two numbers, 36 into 28. 36 into 28 times. Wait. How much is difference here? 8. Half. 32. What is 32 square? 1024. So this value is 1024 minus 16. 1008. (32 plus 4), 32 minus 4, 32 square minus 4 square, 1024 minus 16. How much is this? 1008. Now road area. I don't know length of this, width of the road, let it be x. As this is a particular rectangle whose one side is 28 and width is x. Area of this particular road becomes 28x. Yes or no? And then I want to calculate area of this thing. Area of this road, whose width is x, but length is, one side is 36. So area of second road becomes 36x. But the middle common area we have counted for how many times? 2 times. So you are supposed to count it only once. So I need to subtract 1 time of this number. And 1008 should be equal to 825 plus this much. Let me subtract 825 from this number. Tell me how much is that? Subtract 900, add 75. Subtract 900, you will have 108. Add 75 to this number. If you add 75 to this number, this becomes 83. And that will be equal to, how much is this? Sum of these two numbers. 50, 64x minus x square. 64x minus x square. And now you need to calculate x value. Okay? Wait a minute. For time being, if you take these values to left hand side, you will get quadratic equation and then you have to solve that. I don't want to do it. Let me verify it. If x value is 3, because 64 multiple only, right? This is 183. Near about how many 60s you can see? How many 60s are here? Let me verify with 3. 64 3 times. 192 minus 3 square 9. 192 minus 9. Satisfied. So x is equal to 3. Width of the road is 3. 3 meters. Next 58. Equal sum of money were invested in scheme A and scheme B for 2 years. Scheme A offers simple interest and scheme B offers compound interest, compounded annually, and the rate of interest % per annum for both the schemes are same. The interest occurred from the scheme A after 2 years is 1920 and from scheme B is 212. Had the rate of interest be % per annum of scheme A been 4% more, what would have been the interest occurred from that scheme after 2 years? After 2 years. Right. So initially how much you are getting from scheme A? 1920 with some rate of interest. If rate of interest increased by 4% per annum, for 2 years you need to increase its value by 8%. So you were expecting initial simple interest and 8% of your principal as extra money. And this is your final answer. Now you need to know principal value. If you know principal, then you are done. Okay? Now, if simple interest for 2 years is 1920, first year that will be 960. Second year also 960. Total 1920. Agreed? How much compound interest we have? 2112. So 2112. Difference between these two numbers is 192. Difference between these two numbers is 192. So first year there won't be any difference between simple interest and compound interest because principals in both the schemes are same and rate of interest are also same. So first year compound interest also 960. Second year also you must get 960 plus 192 we have. What is the reason for getting 192 rupees extra? Interest on first year interest. 10% of this number? 96. This is 296, right? 296. 192. So 10% is 96. 20% is this much. What is rate of interest? 20%. Okay? Right. Per year you are getting 960 simple interest or compound interest, whatever it is. In the sense, this is 20% of your principal, right? Of your principal, if you calculate 20%, you will get 960. If you want to calculate principal, that will be 5 times of this number. Take 10 times and make it half. 10 times of this number, 9,600. Make it half. 4,800 is my principal. And now I need to add 8% of this number. 10%, 1%, 2%. So 480 minus 96. Instead of 96, subtract 100, add 4. From this number, subtract 100. Add 4. 384. So 8% of principal is 384. So you need to add 20 here. 404. 1900 plus 404. 2304. Next, the respective ratio between the percentages of A and B, P and Q is 8:5. The respective ratio between P's age 4 years ago and Q's age 4 years hence is 4:3. What is the respective ratio between P's age 7 years hence and Q's age 7 years ago? You have to solve it. Let the percentage of P and Q is 8x and then 5x. P's percentage is 8x, Q's percentage is 5x. If percentage of P is 8x and in your second ratio you are given P's age 4 years ago. 4 years ago it becomes 8x minus 4. And Q's age 4 years hence. Percentage of Q is 5x. After 4 years that will be 5x plus 4. Ratio between these two numbers is given as 4:3. Let it be 4/3. Go for cross multiplication. 24x. Concentrate x value. 24x, 20x. Difference is 4x. Minus 12 goes to right hand side. Becomes plus 12. 4 into 4, 16. Total 28. So 4x is equal to 28. X is equal to 7. Percentage of P is treated as 8x. So P's age is 8 sevens, 56. Q's age 5x, 5 sevens, 35. But you're asked to calculate ratio of their ages. P after 7 years, Q 7 years ago. You need to calculate ratio between these two numbers. How much is this? 63. And then this is 20. 7 cancellation. 7. 9 times. 9:4. Next, in a stream running at 4 km per hour, stream in the sense, yes, a motor boat goes 18 kilometers upstream and returns back to the starting point in 144 minutes. What is the speed of the motor boat in still water? Right, you are asked to calculate man speed in still water. So onward journey is 18 kilometers and return journey 18 kilometers. Total distance traveled 36 kilometers. By total time taken 144 what? Minutes. So you need to convert 144 minutes to hours by 60. Denominator and denominator comes to numerator. Is that okay? This is total distance traveled and the total time taken. Total distance by total time in the sense? Average speed, not only speed. We are taking total distance by total time. That should be always average speed. Okay. So onward journey is upstream or return journey is downstream. One journey must be upstream and the other one is downstream. So let it be man speed as m and stream speed is given as 4 km per hour. One journey is m plus 4, the other is m minus 4. So average speed in the case of distance between two places are same becomes average speed in the case of total distance between two places are same 2ab by a plus b 2a b by a plus b. చేస్తే వస్తుంది కానీ quadratic వస్తుంది. 36 how many times? 36 how many times? 4 times. 60 by 4 15. 15 is equal to 2 to cancel m square minus 16 by 2 by m. 15m is equal to m square minus 16. Instead of solving this, you can substitute values of man speed in this and make sure LCM is equal to LHS is equal to RHS. What is m value? Anyone tried? If the m value is 16, this is 16 square. Take 16 common, you'll have 16 minus 1, 15. 15 into 16, satisfied, right? M is equal to 16. This is one way. The other way is you are given total time which is 144 minutes. 144. They better anukunta. Two hours 2 by 5. This is better. This is better. If you have time in hours, I would prefer another way. 18 kilometers travelled in upstream. Time taken is 18 by m minus 4. Time taken in downstream 18 kilometers by m plus 4. Total time is given as 144 minutes converts to hours. Okay? And now you need to take LCM here. But your denominator is 60. I know 5 number set. Those who came for today's class, morning class. 5 number set. 5 number set. 10, 12, 15, 20, 30. M minus 4 and m plus 4, those values, both of values should be here. 16 minus 4, 12. 16 plus 4, 20. LCM of 12 and 20 is 60. I'll go with that. You're not getting right? అయినే ఉంటే తెల్లచీర ఎందుకని మీకు అర్థం కాదు, అది కూడా అర్థం కాదు మీకు. అమ్మా ఆప్షన్ వెరిఫై చేయాలి, ఎం వాల్యూనే కదా. ఇక్కడ డినామినేటర్ ఎంత? ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఎంత? ఫస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఎంత? 20 మైనస్ 4 ఎంత? 20 ప్లస్ 4 ఎంత? ఈ రెండింటికి ఎల్సిఎం చేస్తే 60 వచ్చే అవకాశం ఏమన్నా కనపడుతుందా? కాబట్టి అది కాదు అంటున్నా. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఏముంది? 16 మైనస్ 4 ఎంత? 16 ప్లస్ 4 ఎంత? ఈ రెండింటికి ఎల్సిఎం చేస్తే 60 వచ్చే అవకాశం ఏమైనా కనపడుతుందా? కాబట్టే అది. డౌట్ ఉంటే వెరిఫై చేయండి. రెండు ఉంటాయి, ఒక ఆప్షన్ చెప్పండి అట్లా. which is not possible, I mean to say. ఓకే, ఇంకా అంత అనుమానంగా ఉంది అని అనుకో, ఒకటి అనుమానం అన్నా మారాలి లేదా మొత్తం అన్నా చేయాలి. రైట్. నెక్స్ట్, జనరల్గా ఇట్లాంటి డౌట్లు ఈ మధ్యకాలంలో ఎవరికి వస్తున్నాయి అంటే ఈ కాలంలో, ఈ మధ్యకాలంలో కాదు, ఈ జనరేషన్లో ఎవరికి రావాలి ఇట్లాంటి డౌట్లన్నీ? క్లారిటీ వచ్చింది కదా. నెక్స్ట్, a student appeared in a test and performed such that the ratio of correct, incorrect and then unattempted questions was in the ratio 3, 4, 5. So 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts. Appeared in a test, performed in such a way, ratio of correct, incorrect, not attempted. Ratio 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts. If each correct answer was worth of 4 marks, while each mistake earned a penalty of 1 mark, find the unattempted questions if students scored find the number of unattempted questions if the student scored 72 marks in the test. దానికి ఏమన్నా ఉన్నాయా మార్కులు? ఏం లేవు. సో టోటల్ మార్క్స్ అబ్టైన్ ఫ్రమ్ కరెక్ట్ మార్క్స్ 12 parts and negative marking 4 parts. Total 8 parts. Number of marks 72. So 8 parts is equal to 72. Unattempted questions 5 parts. 5 parts is equal to 8. 9 times 5 nines 45. Next, in one day cricket match, the captain of one of the teams scored 25 runs more than the average runs scored by the remaining 5 batsmen of that team who batted in the match. If the total runs scored by the all batsmen of the team were 295, how many runs did the captain score? Right. So how many runs did captain score more than the average of remaining people? 25. Right. So those 25 extra runs are also there in 295 runs, right? Yes or no? So let me first subtract extra runs scored by captain from total marks. How much is this? 270. Now everybody scored equal number of marks, right? Yes or no? So how much is this? 270. How many people are there? How many people are there? How many people are there? Remaining 5 people are there, but captain is also there. Total 6 people are there. Let me calculate average here. So average is going to be by 6. 270 by 6. How much is that? 45. So if average is 45, runs scored by captain is 25 more than this number, answer 70. Subtract extra runs scored by captain than average marks from the total. Then everybody scores equal number of runs in every match. And you need to calculate average here. There are 6 people. Apart from captain, there are 5 more people are there. So including captain, 6 people are there. Average is 45. Captain scored 25 more than average, which is 70. Understand? Right. Next. The percentages of ABC are in the ratio 9, 15, 18 respectively. The percentages of BCD are in the ratio 10, 12, 21 respectively. Which of the following represents the ratio of the percentages of A, B, C, D respectively? Right. Yesterday I have already discussed. Verified from options. Right. So what is first option? 9, 10, 12, 14. No, that cannot be your answer. ABC ratio is given as 9:2, 15:2, 18. Cancellation with 3 times, 5 times, 6 times. Okay? Now look at your first option. Is this satisfying 3:5:6? No, that cannot be your answer. If first cannot be your answer, second also cannot be your answer, right? Yes or no? Third is satisfying. Is that satisfying ABC as 3:5:6? Yes. Let me also verify the other ratio, which is 10:12:21. Yes? Same numbers you have. So third option is right answer. Yes? Okay? Next. Prakash, Sunil, Anil started a business jointly investing 10.5, 17.5, 21 lakh respectively. Profit earned by them in the business at the end of 3 years was 20 lakhs. What will be the 70% of Sunil's share in the profit? Right, we don't have any information about time period that the three people were there. So in the sense, they were there in the business for equal time period. Profit sharing ratio will be equal to their investment ratio. Investment ratio, let me write investments. 10.5, 17.5, 21. I think cancellation with 3.5. Cancellation with 3.5. I've already told you what is least difference here. Difference between these two numbers. 3.5. 3.5. 2 times 7. 3 times. So this is 3 times. Difference between these two numbers. 7 in the sense 2 times more, right? That will be 5 times. This is just double to this number, 6. Ratio is 3:5:6. When you want to go for cancellation, if it is both numerator and denominator, take difference of numerator and denominator. And I've told you to verify cancellation with that number. Else, cancellation rule already cheppe unta cheppakunda nenu enroll undanu. I've asked you to take the difference and you verify your cancellation with the difference. If it goes well, okay. Else, you need to verify it with next highest factor, not just factor. You have to verify it with next highest factor. How do you calculate next highest factor? Divided by 2, by 3, by 4 and so on. You will get factors in descending order for any number. This is cancellation rule. Works everywhere. Okay? Fine. Profit sharing ratio is 3:5:6. Total how many parts we have? So 14 parts is equal to 20 lakhs. We asked about Sunil, who is second person. Sunil is getting 5 parts. 5 parts is equal to how much? And after that again you need to calculate what percent? First let me calculate 70% of this number. 70% of 5 or 5% of 70, one and the same? 5% of 70, 10% of 70, 7. 5%, 3.5. In the sense I need to calculate 3.5 parts. Half of this number? Again half of that number? Half of this number 10. Again half 5. Answer 5 lakhs. Right? If you calculate 5 parts, again you need to calculate 70%. Simplification takes time. Do it in a single shot. That would be easy. Next. Naresh purchased a TV. Cancellation rule enti? Difference. Yeah, difference factor. I am very happy, but remember it as difference and next highest factor. Not just factor. You have to take next highest factor. మీరు అలా కాకుండా ఏదో ఒక ఫ్యాక్టర్తో తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, ఖచ్చితంగా క్యాన్సిల్ అవుతుంది, తప్పు వస్తుంది ఆన్సర్. Follow just what I said. Verify it with the difference. Else go for next highest factor. And you know how to calculate your next highest factor. Divided by 2. If not, divided by 3. Divided by 4. Like that you verify. Okay. Naresh purchased a TV set for 18,000 after getting a discount of 10% on the labeled price. He spent 150 rupees on transport and 800 rupees on installation. Total how much extra money he spent? 950. At what price should it be sold so that the profit earned would be 20% if no discount was offered? Right. So he purchased it for what percent? Discount? 10% discount and got it for 18,000. So 90% of market price is equal to 18,000. If no discount is allowed, you have to purchase it for 100% and that becomes 20,000, and you have spent some extra amount there which was 950 rupees plus 950. So total cost price of the item calculates to 20,950, and you're asked to calculate selling price at a profit of 20%. 10% of this number 2,095. 20% of this number 4,190. Total. Your answer ends with 40. How many options are there? How many options are there? Only one, right? Enough.